This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us at 5. The number of new COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin reached an all-time high today.
More than 1,000 additional cases were confirmed in the past 24 hours. State and county health officials say there are 1,046 new cases, breaking the previous record of 926 set back on July 11th. News 3 Now reported several new cases yesterday that are just now appearing on the State Department of Health Services website as our news team uses a combination of DHS data and dashboards from each individual county. The state has had over 800 new cases every day now for the past week. To date, there have been a total of 44,226 confirmed cases across Wisconsin. 9,369 of those cases remain active. DHS said 7.7% of new tests came back positive after being above 10% the past couple days. Actual testing has also doubled, with 14,488 people being tested since Monday afternoon. Now, with the recent spike in COVID, we are seeing a lot of school districts locally make the decision to start school virtually here in Dane County. Tonight, we're getting a better idea of what it'll mean for sports.
The Big 8 high school conference says it will not have any conference fall competitions. Sports director Zach Hanley joins us now to explain what that means. Zach?
Yeah, no conference competitions means if you're in the Big 8, you won't be playing against each other this fall, and because of that, there won't be any Big 8 conference champions. The sports decisions that it affects: football, cross country, boys soccer, girls golf, girls swimming, girls tennis, and volleyball. But it doesn't mean fall sports won't happen. Big 8 schools have the option to schedule non-conference games and have practices, but if the school is virtually learning, then the practices have to be virtual.
We all feel awful about this. We really do. You know, we wish there was some way to make this work. You know, again, if you'd asked us if we'd have been talking about this 3-4 weeks ago when the numbers were better, I think we all expected we were going to have a fall sports season. But, you know, again, it's sort of all on us. If we want to see sports of any kind this year, we all need to do things that are going to help improve the data.
Now, important to know, this could all change if the WIAA decides to move the fall sports season back. The Board of Control is meeting Thursday morning to discuss fall sports.
Zach, thank you. As Madison public schools prepare for online learning, private schools are planning for an in-person school year.
And Jamie Perez spoke with a couple of those schools today with more on what their school year may look like. Jamie?
This idea is actually very appealing to some public school parents. The two schools that I talked to today said since MMSD made the announcement last week that they were going all virtual, they've gotten a lot of calls from public school parents who want to enroll their kids in these in-person school options. Now, the two schools that I spoke with today, High Point Christian and Lighthouse Christian Schools, are just two that are offering both in-person and virtual classes. They said as long as public health allows them to operate this way, they wanted to provide the option to parents. They said it's important to them who don't have childcare options and because learning virtually doesn't work out well for everyone.
There are some parents that are excited about a place where they could have their kids if they have to go to work, but there are probably a few that are like some of our parents that had the ability to stay home and work with kids, but they didn't feel like it was the best educational outcome that they could have had.
Now, if someone should get COVID during this in-person school year, they said they have protocols in place to quarantine that classroom, and then they would switch those students to learning virtually for 2 weeks. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to take a look inside these classrooms to see just how they're structuring them and trying to accommodate public health as well.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Republicans say they want funding for reopening schools to be the centerpiece of the next coronavirus relief bill. The U.S. Surgeon General says precautions taken outside of schools will play a huge role in the timetable for children to return to classrooms.
The biggest determinant of whether or not we can go back to school actually has little to nothing to do with the actual schools. It's your background transmission rate. Folks need to wear face coverings. Folks need to practice social distancing.
Administration officials say a deal on the next stimulus bill could come by the end of the month. Senator Mitch McConnell also says lawmakers are looking at another round of direct payments to some Americans. Meanwhile, the extra $600 unemployment insurance stimulus payments are set to expire in days. We're coming up on another deadline for federal funding.
This one could impact widely available coronavirus testing in Dane County. Amy Reed is live at the Alliant Energy Center to explain how local leaders are pushing for this to continue. Amy?
The Wisconsin National Guard has helped test more than 70,000 people here at Alliant Energy Center, but soon the mission that they were called to here will end. It's a slower day at Alliant Energy Center. The processors and testers getting cars through in usually under 15 minutes. It's a piece of the coronavirus response the county counts on.
Testing is incredibly integral to our efforts to suppress this virus. We have to be able to identify people who are infected and then do contact tracing so we can let people who they've come in contact with know that they may have been infected and so that they can take steps to make sure that they don't spread the virus to anyone else.
The Wisconsin National Guard is set up to help, as ordered and paid for by the federal government. But that order ends on August 7th. Governor Tony Evers sent a letter earlier this summer asking President Donald Trump to continue the mission, maybe even through the end of the year. So far, that extension hasn't come down as much as County Executive Joe Parisi would like.
The bottom line with the testing site is that right now the Guard is set to leave August 7th, and we have requested that they stay because testing is vital to our efforts to keep the virus in check.
His office told me if the federal government doesn't extend the mission, they hope Evers does. But with that comes a question of millions in cost when the state budget will be tight. We asked the governor's office what he might do, but they did not return our messages. For now, the testing site is open, and the public health department said it will stay open until at least August 31st. You can come by here and get a test for free Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 8 to 4, or Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 in the morning until 8 at night.
Amy Reed, live at the Alliant Energy Center. Amy, thank you. There are now more than 3.8 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the U.S. Florida recorded another 134 COVID-19 deaths today. It now has the highest death rate of any state. More refrigerated trailers have been brought in to hard-hit Hidalgo County, Texas, which is under a stay-at-home order now. Despite hotspots, Texas's positivity rate is starting to decline statewide. CDC data suggests actual infections in parts of the country are much higher than the reported rates. New data analysis from the financial website WalletHub says Wisconsin has the second fewest coronavirus restrictions in the country. WalletHub says it compared all 50 states and Washington, D.C. across 18 different metrics, including statewide face mask requirements, workplace temperature screenings, restrictions on travel and large gatherings, and the reopening of bars and restaurants. Their research found Wisconsin had the fewest requirements for face masks in public, the fewest workplace temperature screenings, the second fewest restrictions on large gatherings, and the second fewest restrictions on reopening bars and restaurants overall. WalletHub's study found only South Dakota had fewer restrictions.
A federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit filed by 24 Wisconsin residents challenging a variety of local stay-at-home orders enacted to curb the spread of coronavirus. U.S. District Judge William Griesbach dismissed the challenge, saying those bringing it did not properly join all of the defendants into one lawsuit. The judge says that mistake requires the lawsuit be dismissed, but it can be refiled. The attorney for those who brought the suit said he was reviewing whether to file an amended lawsuit or appeal. The suit alleged that officials violated Wisconsin citizens' constitutional rights by imposing public health orders. Cloudy day, some scattered showers out there, chance of some thunderstorms tonight. Let's get your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, there are plenty of clouds out there. That's held temperatures down a bit and also made the atmosphere a little bit more stable. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see the clouds moving in for this afternoon. They're pretty widespread now, although there has been some clearing farther to the west, Minnesota and Iowa, where some stronger thunderstorms have started to develop. But as we take a look at high-resolution Doppler radar right now, just a couple of clusters of thunderstorms, one north of the Dells, another toward La Crosse, and some lighter showers down towards Janesville and Monroe. The stronger storms are developing out across northern Iowa. We'll have to see how well those hold together as they move eastward. Storm Prediction Center still has a marginal risk for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm, mainly this evening, but the severe weather threat is either higher to the north or south of us. Temperatures right now are in the middle to upper 70s thanks to the cloud cover, but dew point temperatures have come back into the mid-60s in Madison and are in the lower 70s over southwestern Wisconsin. So look for some chances of showers or thunderstorms at least through about midnight or a little bit after that. Then we'll look for some areas of fog overnight. Tomorrow will be a partly sunny, warm, and humid day with a high temperature of 80, but the heat is still on for the weekend. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Authorities are still looking for new information that could lead to the identification of individuals connected to a firebombing at a downtown Madison building last month.
But a Madison legal group is advising people not to pass any of that information along. Gabriella Becerra joins us live to explain why. Gabby?
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives say they're offering a reward of up to $5,000 for information that can lead to the identification of people in connection to that firebombing incident at the city-county building. But a Facebook post from Freedom Fighters Legal Support calls ATF's investigation an intimidation tactic and advises people not to talk to the authorities, adding that their group supports the motto, quote, "Nobody talks, everybody walks." News 3 Now requested an interview with freedom fighters to talk about their statement, but they declined. An ATF spokesperson says their office received, quote, an overwhelming amount of information on this investigation, but they're still following leads to identify people that could be connected to this firebombing incident.
Gabriella, thank you. A group of veterans is asking for the community's help to remove graffiti from the walls of the Wisconsin Veterans Museum. The Wisconsin Veterans Museum has been spray painted on the exterior walls. The damage is extensive and the repairs are expected to be expensive. The Wisconsin Department of Veteran Affairs rents the museum, and recently they sent a letter to WDVA Secretary Mary Kolar with an offer to help repair the damage. The group is asking members of the community and veterans to express support for the project and repairing the museum by contacting Kolar's office. There's more to come tonight on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, ground is broken on a major new clinic on Madison's South Side. We'll have the latest on the new development. And ahead at 6, a Middleton coffee shop is cited for violating Dane County's mask order. An update on the number of complaints against businesses coming up tonight at 6. On Wall Street, a check of the markets. The Dow Jones up almost 160 points. The Nasdaq gives back some of Monday's big gains with an 87-point drop. The S&P gained more than 5.5. We'll be right back.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on over 400 new Hondas. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Wouldn't it be nice to not have to deal with your messy gutters anymore? Leave that nasty chore in the rearview mirror with a new Leaf Guard gutter system. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team would love to show you how Leaf Guard's patented design keeps leaves and debris out so you can give up cleaning your gutters forever. And now is the best time to get Leaf Guard. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Get a clean edge around your landscaping with Mastermark Terrace Board Lawn Edging featuring a wood grain texture. Get a 40-foot roll for $16.90 after 11% off. This Snapper 3,000 PSI gas pressure washer featuring a dependable Honda GCV 160 engine is $327.95 after 11% off. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It was a dark night in drive-thru land. The people had grown tired of greasy burgers and gut bombs. But then, 3 heroes emerged. Their savory sauces brought courage. Their juicy tomatoes brought might. Their roast chicken brought the taste of roast chicken. They were called Arby's New Market Fresh Wraps. And everyone ate happily ever after at the end. Arby's, we have the meat.
For over 25 years, Fry Construction has provided excellence in home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home with free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home, or we will come see you following strict safety protocols. Visit fryconstruction.com and get inspired for your next home improvement. Contact us today.
Wild Easttown Honda has clearance savings on 400 new Hondas. Lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $269. That's $269 and absolutely zero due-it signing at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Tonight at 6, the Wisconsin Veterans Museum asks for help cleaning up and preventing future graffiti. And local private schools are seeing an increase in enrollment interest as they plan to offer both in-person and virtual options this fall.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
SSM Health breaks ground on a new clinic today on Fish Hatchery Road, but they're hoping this project means much more than just the construction of a new building.
Along with making sure that South Madison has access to quality health care, they're also prioritizing diversity. Amanda Quintana is here with more. Amanda?
We go to ceremonial groundbreakings all the time, but this one was a little different because of what the South Madison Campus Project stands for. It's a partnership with the Urban League of Greater Madison and Findorf Construction with a 10% diversity and inclusion goal for the project's workforce. And while it's being built from subcontractors to consulting firms working on this project, they'll all team up to help expand their skills and grow their careers.
We're going to help them learn our business, learn their business to help on this project, but then also help them beyond this project to be successful. Also, workforce participation. We're going to look to make sure the workforce is diverse, measuring hours of women, minorities, veterans, disabled, others that are working on the crews and working with all of our subcontractors to make sure that that workforce speaks to what's in the community.
You may remember SSM wanted to build this clinic at the site of a Pick and Save on Park Street, but that would have created a food desert in that South Madison neighborhood. So SSM Health listened to the community and chose another location. Alder Tag Evers celebrated that decision, saying they chose people over profit. Evers also said with the protests about racial injustice and the systematic racism, specifically in the state of Wisconsin, it's nice to see a corporation focus on the common good.
Amanda, thank you. Area health professionals are continuing to remind patients they can still receive health care during the pandemic. On March 11th, the day COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, Jamilia Hudson received some news that changed her life. The Pewaukee native received a new kidney, the last transplant surgery that was performed at UW Hospital before elective surgeries were temporarily postponed until May.
The tough piece was just understanding that it's an extra risk here, but what is the likelihood of you getting a living donor? And so when I weighed those options, it made that decision easier. Talking to my husband, we just both came to the conclusion that, you know, this is not something that we can turn down.
Now Hudson says she goes on 5-mile walks daily with her family. In addition to encouraging patients to schedule their surgeries and other procedures, Hudson is also interested in raising awareness about the need for more donors among people of color.
Let's get a check at the weather now. Gary is here watching a little rain on the radar.
Yeah, mainly just some light rain showers south of Madison down towards Janesville and Monroe. To the north and west, there's a cluster of heavier showers with an occasional flash of lightning passing north of the Dells through Juneau and Adams County. Another area of showers and thunderstorms over toward the La Crosse area. A little wider radar perspective shows more storms starting to develop in parts of north central Iowa and back into northwestern Wisconsin. This is an area that might be a little more at risk for severe weather. Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over northwestern Wisconsin, but notice the rest of southern and western Wisconsin, just a marginal risk for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm. High winds, a little higher probabilities up toward the Twin Cities in northwestern Wisconsin, just a slight chance around here with about a 5% chance within 25 miles of a point, or about the size of Dane County. Large hail, the hail threat is a little bit less just because of the warm temperatures in the upper levels of the atmosphere. A little higher tornado threat up in northwestern Wisconsin. This is an area that has seen a little bit of clearing. The atmosphere might be a little bit more unstable. Plus, it's closer to an upper air disturbance, which is spinning the storms a little bit more. But again, we'll keep an eye on that. I think our severe weather threat is pretty low. Rainfall amounts, because of how these storms are starting to develop, mostly will be pretty spotty. Most areas will pick up less than 1/4 inch of rain, but there will be spots that could pick up maybe an inch or so of rain wherever a heavier storm tracks, but trying to pick out exactly where those would be over southern Wisconsin, very hard to do. The better chances for more widespread, heavier rain will be in northeastern portions of the state. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Tomorrow and Thursday will be seasonably warm and somewhat humid with temperatures in the lower 80s. Friday, we become very warm and more humid with high temperatures in the upper 80s. The humidity levels increase, so heat index values get into the 90s. And then we're still looking for a hot and humid weekend with high temperatures in the lower 90s and heat index values in the upper 90s and lower triple digits. So you can see that temperature rise from temperatures at or slightly below normal for the next couple of days to above normal for the weekend, and then staying at or above normal for all of next week. Alert days remain in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday. There is a slight chance for thunderstorms Saturday night and maybe a little better chance for some thunderstorms later in the day on Sunday. That would be about the only chance to break the heat, at least in a few spots. Otherwise, we look at weather track, you can see the jet stream almost right overhead right now, so that's what's fueling these showers and thunderstorms, lifting the air to the point where those storms will develop. But it's also bringing in some slightly drier air to the north and west as the upper level winds become a little more northwesterly behind this cold front. So as we zoom in, the humidity levels are still fairly high here, even though temperatures are in the 70s. Notice temperatures are actually a little warmer on the other side of the cold front, but the air does dry out a little bit. Notice dew point temperatures into the 70s over southwestern Wisconsin. Those dew points back into the 50s up in north central and northwestern Minnesota. That's the drier air, or slightly drier air, that'll be heading in our direction for the next couple of days. Look for a high of 80 tomorrow, partly sunny and warm. Still humid, probably not quite as humid as today, and we should be dry. You can see on future track the shower and thunderstorm chances going away overnight. Tomorrow should be dry, and then as we head into Thursday morning, notice things pretty quiet as well. We'll look for high temperatures on Thursday, back into the low 80s. Rainfall amounts, again, generally less than a quarter of an inch, but there could be a spot or two that picks up an inch or so of rain in a heavier thunderstorm. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures go up for the weekend. Highs lower 90s for the weekend, nighttime low temperatures in the lower 70s, so you don't even really get a break at night. Heading into next week, temperatures in the mid 80s. Notice I took the humid out of the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday, maybe a little bit of a break in the humidity there. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, things are pretty good on the Beltline. There's the view at Park Street, traffic moving steadily in both directions right now. Right now we're seeing traffic right about at the posted speed limit on the Beltline. There was a stalled vehicle earlier at Monona Drive. That's been cleared up. I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of town. No problems there. Traffic times on the Beltline, either direction, about a 15-minute commute between University Avenue and I-39, 90. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes down to Janesville on I-39, 90 from the Beltline southward. Out to Sauk City on US 12, it'll take you 16 minutes, and 16 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now first warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a bipartisan effort helping Wisconsinites vote safely in the upcoming elections. We'll tell you how ahead at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God. I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. And I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under-eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
Yeah, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. It's like so full of myself.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
In a crisis, you're tested. As a nation, we've been tested before, and he has too. During the worst worst financial collapse in a generation, with our economy on the brink, Joe Biden led the Recovery Act that saved millions of jobs and restored the middle class. During the deadliest Ebola outbreak in history, he helped lead the response that beat back an epidemic and kept Americans safe. Now, we're being tested again. And Joe Biden knows the answer is not ignoring the crisis, bailing out big corporations, and dividing a nation in pain. It's working together to protect the workers who keep us strong, rebuild the middle class, pay people what they deserve, and give every American the path to a good-paying job, a quality education, and affordable health care. That's Joe Biden, tested and ready on day one.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
President Trump is moving to take undocumented immigrants out of the picture before congressional districts across the nation are redrawn next year. He signed a presidential memorandum today saying that undocumented immigrants should not be counted for that purpose in the ongoing U.S. Census. President Trump says the order will protect the rule of law and the integrity of the democratic process. Last year, the Supreme Court blocked the president from asking census respondents about their citizenship status. However, the administration is still allowed to collect information about that status in other ways. The memorandum is likely to be challenged in court.
Democratic Attorney General Josh Kaul is teaming up with former Republican Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen to lead a new bipartisan group promoting absentee voting and safe in-person voting this fall. Kaul and Van Hollen announced today that they'll serve as co-chairman of a new Wisconsin chapter of Vote Safe. Vote Safe is a national cross-partisan coalition of election administrators and organizations that work to promote safe voting during the pandemic.
We want to see people take advantage of secure absentee voting if that's the method of voting that they want to use. And we want to emphasize that we do have secure methods for absentee voting in Wisconsin. We also want to make sure that people have the opportunity to vote in person safely if that's the way that they want to vote in Wisconsin.
Members include former Republican Governor Scott McCallum, as well as Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett and Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, both Democrats.
Due to COVID-19, the city of Monona announced it'll be combining all polling locations for the partisan primary in August. The city says that voters in all 10 wards can cast their ballots at the Monona Community Center August 11th. Officials say the St. Stephen's Lutheran Church polling location will be closed. Now, if you do vote in person, masks and facial coverings will be required. There will be a limited number of voters inside the polling place, so voters should be prepared to wait a bit. Final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The time is right to do something nice for your home. Why not replace your gutters with LeafGuard, the only gutter system that has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of approval? Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. LeafGuard's patented one-piece seamless design keeps leaves and debris out, which means no more clogs, guaranteed. LeafGuard carries a lifetime warranty, so your home's foundation will be protected forever, and our customers couldn't be happier.
They're the best. I don't have to worry about the gutters getting clogged up with the seeds, the branches, the dirt, the roof sheddings, and it's just one less worry for me.
And right now, save big on your new LeafGuard brand gutter system and get some incredible extras. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, get free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Joe Biden has never been president for some very good reasons.
And where did you place in that class?
One of them is still breathtaking years later.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Really, Joe?
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Joe Biden. Unsuited then, unsuited now. Restoration Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This year's school is going to be full of changes, so we're preparing to help you prepare.
What will school look like? How can you and your district keep your kids safe? And how can we help all of our children continue to learn?
We're getting the answers you need because we want you to feel prepared when it's time to send kids back to the classroom.
So keep an eye on News 3 Now this morning and get ready to go back to school.
Gary's here with a final check of the weather.
Watching some showers and thunderstorms out there, mainly north of the Dells and out toward La Crosse. Just some lighter rain showers down towards Janesville. It's more thunderstorms trying to develop back in northwestern Wisconsin and eastern Iowa, but those will probably weaken before they reach us. Temperatures right now, because of the cloud cover, are generally in the 70s, a little cooler closer to Lake Michigan. But notice the dew point temperatures, mid-60s in Madison, upper 60s and low 70s over southwestern Wisconsin, so it's noticeably more humid again. Tomorrow will be a warm and humid day with a high of 80 with partly sunny skies, but those temperatures get up into the 90s for the weekend and then stay in the mid-80s next week.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned for the CBS Evening News.